Mix Dynamite Dan. Thank you very much for both of you for joining us today on the commentary.
Thanks for having me. What's up, good people? How's it going on this wonderful Saturday? We've got a good set of action coming up in the skies for Granblue Fantasy Versus. Excited to be here.
We got some big names as far as our CIFGC tournaments have come along. We have T-Bola and ETP, two very promising and strong players, and two new players that I have not seen, one new player I've not seen before, and D-Rock I have yet to see play in Granblue. And I know that T-Bola has popped into some of the to the low kick streams.
Yeah, so T-Bola is a repeat offender for winning low kick. He's frustrated a good number of people, and especially with his Lowain play. Great Lowain, by the way. I enjoy seeing him do his work with him. And I think that, you know, it's a tall order because you don't see too many Lowains. And the ones that you do see are typically very good. So they may have more familiarity with the character that they're going up against than you would going up against the Lowain at this point in time. So I'm interested to see how Chunko's going to handle some of this Lowain pressure on the Matera. You know, typically a character that wants to keep you guessing, keep you trying to get towards her until she's ready to use her assault to either try to caught you with an overhead or get out of a situation. So this will be interesting.
Exactly. Matera being such a mobile character, along with her arrows, it's such a rough time for any character really to hit Matera, especially Lowain, because Lowain has not the best approach options as far as Granblue is concerned. But once you're in, Matera, her only reversal is her Skybound art.
I've seen him do some really so if you can get Chunko there, it's going to be really hard for Chunko to find a way out without losing low confirm into the early goal to roll us and just like you said, this is going to be something that T-Bola is going to be looking for. Catch the
It's when Lowain is playing, it's really just kind of a guess as to which moves he's going to be using as far as pressure is concerned, because he has the 214 move, the little Rekka, that can catch people pressing buttons, but as well, along with that, his the lad assist call and the Catalina bomb have little gaps that you can actually poke out and punish. So if you really pick your choices well, you can catch Lowain off guard and start to keep him out or start to pressure him as you see fit, depending on your character. And here we see a lad call.
Get the extension, but did not nice low over that high projectile into it. And that's going to be game over for T-Bola. So we're doing the round robin action. 3 out of 5 for every
Believe in victory.
So Chunko will have time to kind of see where gameplay adjustments could be made, but you know, T-Bola does play at a high pace, so sometimes it can be really difficult to make it.
Something that we've been seeing in these past few rounds, T-Bola is no stranger to just holding forward or just running forward, and Chunko doesn't seem to be doing a very good job of dealing with these approaches that T-Bola has. Right here, this should be some popping bottles.
Down.
And the overhead cleanup. Yeah, just like you said, you know, it can be very difficult, especially with a character where you don't have that reversal to lean on, to see everything that's happening, especially with the way T-Bola plays. There's a lot of layers to it. Already just about dead. Chance to respond. Nice perfect.
There's a good awareness of T-Bola using the wall bounce on the 214H into the heavy homie call. He used the unblockable while he used the unblockable while he knew Chunko didn't have a reversal, and he goes up real quick to just 2-0, real confidence too.
Every time Chunko tries to get out of the road, even when they get a hit, you see T-Bola trading with one of the homies,
That was a big panic moment for Chunko. And a good awareness on T-Bola that standing H crossed under, and he finished the auto combo and used the setup in order to cover his options since Chunko left the corner. Ooh, good jump in, good unique action to get in from Chunko. Finally able to establish some offense, but the quick poke out from T-Bola puts him right back in the corner. Quick lag call, Catalina body pressure, counter hit on the overhead.
Finish. And that's going to be it. T-Bola with a quick 3-0 in his first game in the round robin series.
T-Bola takes the quick 3 wins, giving Chunko that fat donut. T-Bola showing us he's one of the promising players for our final match this afternoon. Always a strong showing, but next we should be seeing ETP, I believe, for our next match. We're still waiting for our last player, D-Rock, to show up.
Hey, Dynamite, can you turn your mic up, please? Apparently you are coming in low.
Alright, let me see if I can do something about that. Hopefully that's a little bit better.
Now, ETP, if you've tuned into our streams before, those of you in the chat, ETP has shown us 3 very strong characters in his back pocket. His most prominent character that we've seen from him is Matera. He's a very strong, very mobile, and aggressive Matera player. He, in our last event, he even showed up with a Zoe, and on occasion, he has played Gran.
Okay. So, I mean, 2 totally different characters in Zoe and Gran. Zoe being a sort of a weird kind of, I want to set play you on knockdown with my dragon character. Pretty much need to have you sort of guessing on which kind of am I going to do the heavy laser, dragon laser? Am I going to try to set you up with a throw after that? Where am I going to come from? Whereas Gran, the Shoto of the game, if there are any, he's definitely one of them. And pressure situations, they did change a lot of his pressure kind of scenarios with the patch. The fact that he can't do close medium twice in a row, but that still doesn't change the fact that he does incredible amounts of damage off of EX boot on the wall. So I guess that really depends on the type of player that we have. I'm not too familiar with ETP.
ETP he's only shown the Gran a few times. The first time ETP showed up, he played against Chris Chaos. I know, another low kick, consistent player. He showed up against Chris Chaos, and they played the Matera mirror for just a few games, and then he switched to Gran, which proved to be a little bit better for him. However, Chris Chaos took the game nonetheless. But ETP, overall, very strong player, very diverse set of playstyles under his belt as well.
Nice. So we'll see what ETP will bring to the table in this round robin scenario. One of the things I do like about round robin quite a bit is that you get to play everyone, right? And I feel like that's one of the best ways you can grow and learn the game is by doing a round robin scenario, because it gives you so much experience off of one entry into any particular tournament. So I think it's quite good.
It's very good, especially for new players. While we've seen the players this afternoon, not necessarily new, but if you're looking to pick up the game and you want to set up maybe something with your friends, something with people who have yet to aren't so deep into the fighting game community, a round robin is a good way to see how you stack up, since you get guaranteed more games than you would in a typical double elimination bracket. As new players often can be unintentional pop monsters.
Yeah, I mean, it's gonna happen, right? Like, if you're new to fighting games in general, it really doesn't matter which one. You're going to end up being a pot monster a lot. However, you know, part of the experience of not becoming a pot monster is just you know, getting that tournament experience under your belt, and you know, going back and back again to really learn. And I feel like, especially now that we have to do everything online for the most part, round robin gives you a more of that local experience, where the tournament is only part of that local experience, but the games afterwards is really where you see the most growth, right? And the tournament's kind of like testing kind of where you're at the moment, whereas the games afterwards are more of, okay, let me work on this, or let me talk to this person about that, or they had a really good you know, Luane, so let me try to play them more so I can figure out this matchup.
Exactly. The tournaments, especially with everything that's been going on right now, a lot of the tournaments that we're seeing online are free to enter. All of our tournaments at the CIFGC have been free to enter, a lot of other tournaments as well. They're really good just to see how you stack up to a lot of players and seeing what you need to work on, as well as just tuning into the stream and seeing how other players are leveling up as well.
Yeah, I'm going to be curious to see, speaking of leveling up, like how people have developed after, you know, all of this is resolved and we're starting to slowly get back into a more in-person environment, because I've seen different approaches from different people, but I do enjoy seeing the number of online tournaments that have been going on, especially for games like Granblue, which sadly has never really had a major, right? Like Granblue launched, and then we got tossed into this whole terrible scenario. So I'm always thinking of, you know, there's a good part of my day where I'm like, wow, what's going to happen once people really get a chance to play this game at a major? Like, how's that going to look? So I'm curious to see. I'm excited for it. I thoroughly enjoy the game, and I can't wait to see it played more in person when we get the opportunity to do that.
Yeah, ArcSys has just been so great with all of their recent releases. They all look so beautiful. They play so nice. Granblue is such a fantastic entry point for new players, and it has this really great amount of depth for returning players, as well as an already enormous install base with the Granblue game in Japan, the gacha game.
Yes, yeah, I mean, so a lot of the momentum for this game, believe it or not, has come because people played the gacha game, you know, and so they immediately saw the fighting game. If they weren't in the fighting game community already, and was, you know, they said, okay, I gotta try this out because I love Granblue. And ArcSys teaming up with Cygames is almost, you know, like unstoppable force when you think about the number of characters that the gacha game has, and the fact that ArcSys does beautiful renditions on this particular style. It's almost like a match made in heaven. So I'm fairly certain we're going to see a number of seasons come out, and fortunately, you know, the Granblue being powered by Cygames enables it to kind of weather the storm, despite the fact that it just launched and hasn't really gotten a lot of major scene due to you know, the current events. But you know, I think that people coming into Granblue, it's a really good entry point for someone who's just playing the gacha game and said, hey, I don't really play fighting games, but I want to, you know, I really like Granblue, so I want to try it out. I think the way that the system of this game is built helps people kind of learn fighting game mechanics pretty well.
And here we have our next round lined up for ETP versus Chunko. Seems that D-Rock has been officially DQ'd. They unfortunately did not show up to Granblue last time we held up. But now we're going to see some good games. ETP, as I said, a Matera player and now Zoe player. He should be or they should be very familiar with how this matchup works out, at least familiar with how Matera's options can be used to traverse the game landscape.
Yeah, I mean, so if you've played the character, obviously you kind of know everything that the character should be going for in general. Obviously, there are people who specialize in the character that might have nuanced knowledge, but this matchup in particular, I actually haven't seen too much of it because Zoe is not the most common pick, and Matera also not the most common pick anymore. She was at launch. There were like tons of Materas, but now she's a little bit more of that nuanced pick. So this should be fun.
It seems like ETP is using a lot of very good options in the neutral to get around Chunko's Matera play. And right now he has lost the corner, but he was maintaining a distance where Matera can't really do much. Misses the sweep, gets some corner pressure.
Caught him trying to dash forward, counter hit here. Going to get a full conversion into a knockdown. Butterfly setup, high-low guess here. Nice blocks from ETP.
Good tech on the throw. Nice jump in, gets a hard knockdown.
Oh.
Thundercats. Hit him with the laser beam. Check your graphics card. That's a whole bunch of particles right there.
Yeah, absolutely. The cross up on the medium hits, and ETP will take round one.
It's a bit of touch and go in that match right there.
Yeah, there was a lot of back and forth, but you know, the wake up super from Chunko definitely did not do them any favors. Going to get a punish here on the air lightning, able to run up butterfly setup. Tried to assault in, but I like that roll from ETP to attempt to get away from any butterfly shenanigans, maybe with a projectile or something like that.
Now, in my experience, I've been learning Zoe as of late since she came out. This matchup is a bit difficult in the neutral game. As long as you have enough dragon meter, you can use your Fireball Dragon, or just the 236A, 236L to traverse neutral. But once you get in, the game it gets so much easier.
Absolutely, yeah. Nice clash there. Goes for the jump A afterwards. Get that shield out. However, not able to convert. Chunko with a huge assault in, going to cancel out into Skybound Art, and that should do it.
Something that makes Zoe not necessarily an incredibly strong character. She doesn't have an invincible reversal. She has moves with invincibility, but they're not quite invincible on startup, except for super.
Yeah. Her DP, the Skycopter, as I like to call it, doesn't necessarily doesn't have frame one invincibility, so she can definitely be pressured in the corner, which really, if you think about it, with these two characters, makes it a who can push their opponent to the corner first and lay down the pressure type of matchup. Exactly.
These two characters have very good 50-50s. We get a hard knockdown, laser pressure. Ooh, that was a curious setup. Confirms off of the crouching short into the Thundercats. Big laser, is that enough?
Absolutely. That super does a ton of damage, even off of a light.
For being a set play favorite character, Zoe does a lot of damage on her own.
She absolutely does. Like, the dragon, not even needing the dragon, just the hits really come out and put the damage on the board. So I'm curious to see, how Chunko is going to change it up here. I've noticed ETP using the convergence, the continuation off of the dragon charge to go through projectiles, which it is an invincible move, and it's a 5-frame move, so it's really fast. And I think it's deterred Chunko a bit from trying to just put those projectiles on the screen.
Right now we saw some very good options by ETP using his lightning, his dragon, just to keep neutral a little bit. Ooh, safe. Well played by ETP.
Yeah.
He must know the timing on that 2L setup to know that he has time to dodge.
Yeah, I've seen that on Twitter, actually, with the setup with the dragon coming out and the 2L to kind of bait out a wake up super, and yeah, that was good stuff from ETP there. Chunko not really finding much momentum just yet. Nice run under into a punish, set up the flamethrower. There it is.
Tries to use that giant 2H to anti-air Chunko, but Chunko gets out with Matera's jumping unique attack. keeping Matera in the corner, if you can't keep her on the ground, it's very difficult, in my opinion, to keep Matera in the corner. Matera and Fairy alike. Good assault overhead into a light confirmed super.
Plenty of damage down on the board, but that is Skybound Art spent, so it's going to be, you know, the old-fashioned way for Chunko from here forward.
One thing that is a little curious from Chunko that I've seen these past games, he isn't really shooting out arrows when they're mid to full screen. Big Dragon Super.
Yeah, Dragon Tar coming through. That's a big train, and another finish there for ETP. Yeah, Chunko really hasn't been putting up the wall of projectiles to make it difficult for Zoe to get in. I think a lot of that is that, you know, ETP has found solutions for them, either by doing a roll or a dodge or something to force Chunko to really like think of like what's going to be my next layer after this projectile is out, you know, and that can prove to be very discouraging for a ranged character to be able to deal with. And the key in my opinion, is to don't stop doing it, right? Just because it didn't work out the way you wanted to a few times, because it's so core to characters like Matera. And we see the perfect right there, just as I was talking, is I feel like ETP has full freedom to do whatever he wants at the moment.
Ooh, fantastic start by ETP right there. It was a very cute call out. He's done it before, but this time it actually paid off with the second action off of the standing unique. Solid pressure, holds the lightning. Take throw. Chunko's just caught guessing in the corner, and we still have Dragon Meter left to spare.
We absolutely do. Nice light there, gonna cancel straight into last shooting.
But this is scaled off of 3 hits auto combo, so not quite enough to do it. But we still have Dragon Meter enough for 2 actions. Ooh, I was surprised that ETP didn't try to press a button. I believe the 623H is plus on block, but nonetheless.
It is plus on block, but he might have been looking for something like a super or something like that.
Chunko didn't actually have super. He was being a little extra cautious, but nonetheless, ETP, maybe the stare down psyched Chunko out, got that last hit and takes it 3-0 over Chunko.
Yeah, ETP putting on a little bit of an exhibition there with Zoe, showing us what the character can definitely do when she has you in the corner, and it's nothing nice.
Next, we should be seeing ETP versus T-Bola.
All right.
Now, I wonder if both of these players will be sticking with their own picks that we've seen today. I have yet to see T-Bola choose another character in the CIFGC tournaments, but ETP has a relatively steady changing roster.
Yeah, I've seen T-Bola touch on Luane. Sorry, not Luane. Obviously Luane. Touch on Percival. Touch on Gran a few times in other tournaments. So this will be curious because I know both players for sure have other characters in their arsenal. If we're seeing the Luane and the Zoe, I think it's almost a similar scenario to Luane versus Matera in that, you know, the set play from Luane is going to force, if Zoe's in the corner especially, is going to force ETP to really get creative with ways of getting out of that pressure situation, right? T-Bola can kind of mess around a little bit with the parry to see like if he can catch something, but if Dragon Laser is being set up for wake up scenarios, then that parry is not going to do him much good.
And not only that, but if T-Bola gets ETP in the corner, since Zoe doesn't have that invincible frame 1 reversal, then T-Bola can set up the unblockable for free basically. And it's something that we saw in T-Bola's match against Chunko. If you call the heavy homie call, the heavy lads, then you can basically just mash the universal overhead, and it's either an unblockable or hard to blockable as the low homie hits low and you hit overhead, and you get a free combo off of it with the second lad.
Nice. Does low homie hit first in that scenario all the time?
Low homie always hits first.
Nice.
Just want to enter magician my way in here real fast. A couple of announcements here. First of all, I just want to say once again, people, thank you very much for tuning in to Downtown Beatdown online. Once again, presented by Central Illinois FGC, sponsored by Live Action Games. Live Action Games, your number one source for retro and modern games. Visit them in downtown Champaign, Illinois as well. They also sell Gunpla as well for all you Gunpla enthusiasts out there. Speaking of which, I need to tell FNTR about that again. And I just want to let you know later on, we are going to have Dragon Ball Fighters. That will also be a round robin as well. Myself and Dostra will be on the mic for that one. And tomorrow, we're going to have Downtown Beatdown Online NRS Edition, Mortal Kombat 11 Aftermath, and Injustice 2. Registration is still open for that. Get some info in our Twitter, CIFGC Gaming, or join our Discord for that info as well.
Tight. I'm trying to see some RoboCop tomorrow. Let's go.
I myself am not an NRS player, but I do really like watching, and I'm excited to see what everyone has with MK Aftermath.
Yeah. I'm definitely a fan of watching MK11. It always has some really hype moments, and Aftermath seems to have added some cool stuff. The friendships are dope too, so I'm really excited to see who can be breaking out those friendships, especially the ones I haven't seen yet.
I always love the little fatality friendships, all that. It's always fun to watch. And when Sonic Fox pulls out the Mercies.
Oh yeah, in-tournament Mercies are some of the best. But what we will be having no mercy for is our hunger for the next match coming up: ETP versus T-Bola. I'm curious to see what characters they pick. I actually want to see the Luane and the Zoe. There's a Zoe.
ETP on the Zoe.
All right.
Ladiva.
I didn't even know T-Bola messed around with Ladiva.
What's happening, guys? What's happening?
He's a big fan of 50-50s. That's what we know.
Sure. But yeah, definitely a fan of the 50-50s. And Ladiva having you in the corner, especially as Zoe, might not be exactly the best scenario for the Zoe player. So I had no idea T-Bola had a Ladiva in the pocket, but here we go.
I've never seen it either, but if T-Bola happens to win, ETP's got a very strong counterpick in Matera. That's
very true.
But we'll see how this lines up. We have two very strong set play characters. However, Zoe is a lot better in the neutral. She has her nice long sword, her standing and crouching medium attack, as well as projectiles with her dragon. And her Rekka that we just saw there. It's very good at closing the distance.
Absolutely.
Catches out the EX Lariat.
A double clash there. T-Bola gets the best of it, goes for the plus frames on the headbutt, but went through all the way. Sweep block. Nice little punch there from ETP, set up on the Thunder. And that move there is going to be so important for ETP to be able to allow them to charge up the Dragon Meter, keeping that Thunder on the ground to stop any pressure scenarios. But right now, it's all ETP. Overhead setup, cancel into super.
Make sure to use a one-hit confirm to get the better scaling off the super. Awfully close, but not quite enough.
Yeah, Ladiva is a hefty girl, got that extra life, allowed T-Bola to survive, but then a wake-up super and immediately a block and a punish from ETP. Going to strike first blood.
Small panic from T-Bola, but we got at least one more round of the Ladiva. Using those big girl buttons.
Ooh, nice continuation off of just the end of that Rekka sweep.
I've actually never seen that mid-screen before. That was super cool.
No, me either. That was definitely dope. But here comes T-Bola, knockdown on the sweep. Overhead body splash, blocked. Giving ETP his turn back. Dodge on the sweep again. Duck on the lariat, but no punish.
Using that lightning to end the block string, very smart decision by ETP. It sets Ladiva at a distance where she can't do anything, but now T-Bola's jumping in just SPDs all around. Reversal super.
Reversal super. The bust out from ETP. Gonna get a lot of damage off of this too.
I believe that the second headbutt is +0 on block, but the third headbutt is -3.
Yes. If I recall correctly, yes.
But we get that third headbutt catching the buttons. T-Bola takes their first round. Lightning to keep him out. We got the dragon behind her, but it comes back. Boomerang.
Despite taking some hits, T-Bola backing ETP into that corner. There's one throw. Doesn't go for the jump into the low now. Nice blocks from ETP. Going to be able to have a little bit of a turn. Interrupted with the sweep. Cross-up body splash blocked.
Good jump out by ETP. One thing that T-Bola has been doing a very good job of in these last 2 rounds, just walking forward. Not jumping forward, not running forward, just walking forward.
Yeah, that's the key, right? Because the walk is going to allow you to decide when you want to block and do other things, whereas there is some run stop time if you're running forward. Wake up into a super, saw the dragon coming, go ahead, throw it against the
numbers. We counted all the way to 3. Yo, every time I see this super, I imagine the Skullgirls penguin.
Oh, yeah, that's pretty good.
Man, the Skullgirls penguin and the Ladiva blue super, some of the best supers in fighting game history. They're always so great to watch.
Absolutely.
We got T-Bola right up in ETP's face. Quick poke out gets ETP back to neutral.
Oh, nice interrupt on the EX Lariat there from ETP. Going to call the dragon from behind. I love that setup. And gets a little bit of counter. Object permanence. That's pretty good. I'm gonna steal
wasn't
that.
close enough for the full heavy auto combo, but the 2-hit confirm off the light. Thundercats, big laser, that should take it for ETP. Takes the first round of this second game. Seeing some nice adaptation from both players. It just really seems that which player can get started first. These 2 characters very aggressive and very offensive and set play oriented.
Ooh, look at that neutral jump, got the medium on the way back down. ETP setting up the thunder here, gonna have to hold it. Is T-Bola blocking through all of it. Walk forward, got tapped a little bit, but no huge punish. There's the triple headbutt, got a block now, and stuck in the corner is T-Bola.
Something that I want to see that's just a little bit silly. I want to see T-Bola do the 3rd headbutt and then reverse the super.
Oh my goodness. I've seen it before, actually. I've been a victim of it before. I've been the first person watch that happen. It's terrible on the other side, but I guess it feels great if you're Ladiva.
Yeah, sometimes you just gotta watch the movie like you do now. Hit him with that laser. Real close to finishing. Not quite. A little bit of chip damage. Just gets raw hit by the...
Yeah, Skycopter takes him out.
1-1. Very, very close set right now.
Yeah, 1 game all. T-Bola sticking with Ladiva. ETP conversely sticking with Zoe after losing game 1. So I'm curious to see if there are any adjustments. Nice interrupt there. You know, ETP has not been afraid to challenge T-Bola in those situations where a throw could come off of a block string.
That was a very cheeky choice by T-Bola. He set up that unique attack, but that poke out's been costing him all this. And speaking of poke outs, we got another one by T-Bola setting up for that vortex.
Yeah, T-Bola's been canceling his block strings a lot into overhead, and ETP's been guarding most of them. Hasn't been checking it with the light, but you know, it's definitely still not mixing well. Speaking of mixed up, T-Bola forced into a guessing scenario, guessed wrong, and now is close to death. Only 1 hit confirmed into a Skybound art should do it for ETP.
Any hit, any solid hit from ETP ought to do it, but T-Bola maintaining composure. Oh, poorly timed dodge gets caught by the EX Air Lightning. The J22H.
Yeah, Jump Thunder doing its work there. Nice cross up from ETP, going to get this corner scenario after this knockdown.
Not quite close enough for the sweep into the hard, super hard knockdown.
Nice block there. Well, I mean, it was a drop confirmed from T-Bola, but still, ETP capitalizing on it. Able to set up Dragon Laser. Going to push things back to the other corner. Man, both of these characters can carry you so far on even just block strings.
Definitely. T-Bola has access to the Lariat, and the heavy Rekka, even the medium Rekka from Zoe can go very far. Who doesn't get the full hits on the DP.
Oh, the pressing up, holding to the skies.
I held my breath there.
Yeah. ETP can kind of smell it, and just to jump back. And this will be 2-1 ETP. T-Bola going back to the room. Gotta assume he's going to change characters here.
ETP doing his best Marvel 3 impression, holding up back.
Yo, chicken block is the way to go. In that game anyway, not in this game. But We'll see what T-Bola's going to go with here. I'm guessing maybe the Lwane.
I'm feeling the Lwane. If we see Lwane on screen, I'm gonna be very conflicted because I love watching Zoe and Lwane. Lwane is silly. Zoe is cool, so I'm just so conflicted.
Oh, it's a coin flip for you now. You gotta get which one you want to see take it.
Now the difference is here. If we see Yggdrasil, I'm rooting for ETP.
Oh, the immediate you're just gonna rip off the Lwane shirt and there's a Zoe shirt underneath. They're gonna change the
exactly. Friendship with Lwane over. Now Zoe is my friend.
Oh man, I can feel it. All right, here we go. ETP versus T-Bola. Lwane versus Zoe. ETP is up 2-1, so T-Bola needs to make it happen now if he's going to take this particular set in the round robin.
Even with access to Yggdrasil, I believe that the lad stack, the HPA, is a better super than Yggdrasil.
In most scenarios, I definitely agree with you. Unless the opponent does not know, then maybe Yggdrasil is better. But skilled Lwanes, you see them using HPA way more than Yggdrasil at the highest level.
Misses the punish. That was a really early HPA from T-Bola. Got a little food to help him out there. But now we get right back to neutral. This is a very close match so far.
Yeah, so far, super close. There's the whiff, but no big punish there. Gonna set up the plus range with the lightning with a little bit of dragon meter. ETP is running a bit low on it. Gonna have to stop by the BP later on and get filled up.
Rekkas, we get a Catabot setup. A little too far. If he was just a little bit closer, he would have actually grabbed out of the roll. A lot of damage, but not quite enough. We got Iggy right on deck.
Yeah, it could be time.
Lwane might. Oh, he did it. T-Bola, you've fallen out of favor, good sir.
You've been voted off the island. T-Bola gonna go ahead, try to make some islands with that lava. Catch ETP slipping, but nice defense there from ETP, all things considered. Could have actually died to that Yggdrasil. Doesn't though, but the lowest of homies comes through in the end. Your boys always have your back. T-Bola gonna take round 1.
And ETP took so much chip damage from just blocking that Yggdrasil super. Oh, gets caught by the parry. Didn't use the dodge OS.
Yeah, so if you do get hit with the parry, you can OS it into a dodge if you're using a normal. You can also cancel into a super or special if you have a faster or invincible one, but Zoe doesn't have that, so it would have to go with the dodge. However, what's not happening on the dodge side of things is ETP getting avoiding being stuck in the corner. T-Bola, ton of pressure here.
It looked like ETP was trying to mash out of the unblockable, but it's just so meaty you can't do anything about it. And he takes the overhead, conked on the noggin. ETP loses, gets tied up in the set 2-2.
Yeah, T-Bola putting the lime in the coconut there to tie things up, and this is last game, game 5.
Sets up neutral. Object permanence. The laser is gone because you got hit.
There's a setup again. Dragon on the other side, however, got clipped. And now the meter is gone. Car is out of gas. We're going to have to push it to the station. Just like T-Bola is being shoved into this corner. ETP, a full combo conversion. Nice little 35% damage combo there. Has some cooldown, but the dragon is back. Homies come through. Nice run-up pickup from T-Bola.
Oh, that was such a cool confirm. We got minus frames. Uses HPA to get out of it. Ooh, good roll by ETP there. ETP being very smart, dodging the stand blocking there because the overhead is actually faster than the low and has less of a downside. But he just mashes out that reversal super and takes it.
The Dragon Tar coming through. As, like I said, that's a big train.
That's just like classic samurai movie. You see them run by with the sword and they just get cut in half slowly afterwards.
Good stuff. There's the there it is. Dodge OS on deck. ETP waking up, being like, okay, you want to parry? I got you. Don't worry about it.
Didn't have access to dodge there. He should have mashed out. Well, good to H. They buffed it just a little bit, just enough for it to be actually useful. Tick throw set up.
Another one. T-Bola showing shades of Ladiva here. Another one. Man, 3 scoops, banana split. All right.
Oh, just caught him with the 2L, 5L. Just the tiny reach. Oh, he skipped the best windscreen.
Yeah.
The homies. A run-up grab. T-Bola loves that run-up grab.
You know, it's actually quite good in this game for a lot of characters, especially when they have the cover of like missiles or something like that. But speaking of coverage, T-Bola laying it all down, the golden sauce for the perfect. And that's going to be it. 3-2 in a super close one.
That's a really confident final match by T-Bola. I caught in that last moment, ETP tried to roll forward out of the unblockable, but if you're rolling forward, you cannot, you get hit low. So you can't roll when the low homies come in. And I believe that setup is so meaty that you can't even dodge. You get hit by the second homie, the second lad.
Oh, wow. I see. So the dodge recovery gets clipped by the airborne partner in crime. That's not bad. Not bad at all.
And we seem to be done with our round robin. I don't know if we're going to be seeing any other matches. Arnell, good old CIFGC Arnese, has offered to do a quick set between him and me. But I don't know. I'll be.
I think it's safe to assume that Mr. D-Rock is not showing up, so I will DQ him real quick, which means Chunko has obtained a victory in today's round robin. So once again, T-Bola taking it again, winning GBVS again. It seems like almost every GBVS bracket he enters, he ends up winning or getting really close to winning.
My man T-Bola is a very strong player.
Yeah, definitely doing work across multiple tournaments, and I like to see it. T-Bola's one of the homies for sure. So,
all right, give me a minute, Dastra. I gotta get my stick real fast.
Oh, so we doing this? All right.
Yeah, we doing this. We're gonna do a first to 3. Let me tell Chris that we are doing this.
Yep, I hear you.
All right. So first of all, I just want to give a big shout outs to Just Like Cap, 2KB for the production, busting out these beautiful overlays that you all see in front of you. Appreciate that once again to the homie Just Like Cap. Follow him on Twitter if you want some dank tweets about dank tweets. I actually had a joke to go with that, but I kind of lost my train of thought, and I apologize for that. But no, actually, he has wholesome content on his Twitter. So, and once again, big shout outs to Super Dynamite for the commentary. Appreciate busting out your knowledge once again in today's Granblue bracket. It's very unfortunate that we did not have a lot more than we usually do, but things happen, things like that. So as soon as my stick cooperates with me, I will be more than happy to actually be able to play. Let me make sure my controls are right.
Thanks for having me. This has definitely been fun, and looking forward to doing it again soon. And let's keep it rolling.
Yeah, so let me change my buttons real quick here. Make sure I have everything good. All right. Dastro, you are sitting down.
I am sitting down. I am ready to play. I'm queued up. It has been a hot minute since I've tried playing this game, because I've been on that Power Rangers grind.
I have been on that PSO2 grind.
There you go.
Pandemic regulating us to MMOs now.
It's rough out here, but I'm a huge PSO fan, so don't get me started on that. Let's get this match queued up and underway.
Now, if you didn't see it, my player card says I can't play neutral without assists, so I only play characters with assists. Like Fairy.
Yeah, Fairy's got a ton of them.
Boot? Nope. Boot. Your whip? I mean, whatever you're into, man. No judgment.
Throwing out the whip. Dodge throw. Just stand and dodge on the fireballs here. Hula hoop comes out. Arnie's
Oh, nice fireball there. Nice fireball in the DP, dude. Oh, dodging.
Oh, there you go. DP the whip. Gets the jump in. The boot. Ooh.
Well, gets caught low. Oh, nice fireball.
Oh, whiffed on the DP. No punish. Okay, we got the boot here.
Go, GG. Hold down neutral.
Hold my neutral.
Yo, what? I'm just gonna chill for 15 seconds. Is that alright? Yo, we mash on minus frames. Let's go.
That was 14 seconds. You actually you lied. You said 15. It was 14.
Dude, it was the mix-up. It was the mix-up. Well, doesn't get caught by the frame trap. Sweep, sweep. Oh, meaty boot. Yo, fireball, we dodge those. Go, GG, hold down neutral. Yo, we mash on minus frames, let's go. Sweet. Watch your toes, Arnell, come on, man.
It's been a bit.
My man's Arnell been grinding that Fantasy Star Online.
Yeah, you gotta get the PSO2 rust off a little bit. Then after that, that's when it starts to really speed up.
GG, hold down neutral.
You know, what a move they gave her. Nice DP on the whip there.
Dude, we got these. We got those.
Alright, that was kind of sick, I'm not gonna lie. I haven't seen that one before.
I stole it from Lost Soul. But he probably stole it from someone else.
This is the circle of FGC.
You'll get caught.
Yeah.
I may not have played this game in a while, but I can play it just as lame as the next guy. I'm a zoner at heart. I can say that word because I'm a true zoner.
It's a distance demon.
It's in actually in your Twitter profile it says zoning more like social distancing, so you're kind of living up to that a bit.
Oh, unblockable. Oh, okay. All right. I thought you were gonna do it too.
Oh, missed my sweep. It's okay. Mash light.
No.
Oh, Oh no. Yo, the Chicago punish?
I should have just done 5L and walked away.
Oh, that's just a disrespectful punish.
Sometimes I like to play with my food. If I had a Mercy right now, I'd use it.
Say them, okay?
Oh, look how many skillful moves I've used. I'm so skillful, dude.
Believe in victory. Battle 1.
I forgot that was even a stat until you pointed it out. I don't even look at that.
Sweet. Oh, I don't have GG left. This doesn't actually connect, but it's definitely a setup. Oh, it does connect. Yeah, nice taunt.
Wrong button? Wrong button?
Battle 2.
I seriously did not mean to taunt, but whatever. This man had the audacity to dodge my overhead.
That's disrespectful, I know. You gotta just, just DQ him a little bit. You still have the power as the TO. You can make this whatever you want it to be. Caught the roll.
Oh, GG, hold down neutral. Yo, I'm a god. Did you see that throw tech?
Man had the audacity to tech.
Spidey swing. Get out of my space.
Why did my super come out?
Oh, the standing dodge.
We did it, boys.
The disrespect.
Hit him with the hidden missiles. Let's go. The anime missiles that go every which way and then finally land exactly where you're meaning to hit.
Yo, why the hell does that last so long?
Dude, because it's the blue super. We already saw my max damage normal super combo, so we had to do blue super.
GG's Dostro.
Good games are now.
It's been, a very long time since I played a game of Granblue.
It's
once
strange
again.
not stepping on people's toes.
Yeah, it's strange just getting hit.
Need to step on people's toes in Power Rangers.
I probably yeah, I mean, the thing is, I just can't memorize I can't memorize combo routes, especially like I've looked at the wiki. And I've seen some routes for my boy Tommy, and it was a very long string, But that was a nice, fun little exhibition. I lost 3-0, unfortunately. Once again, I just want to say congratulations to T-Bola for winning our Granblue Fantasy Versus round robin. Some great matches today for that. As at 3 p.m. Central Time, we will be back with some Dragon Ball Fighters, of course, which myself and Dostro will be on the mic for that, so it'll be really fun. I'm looking forward to some Ultra Instinct Goku.
Hopefully we got someone playing.
Hopefully. I've seen Finchicus in the bracket, so I wonder if he'll try him out, play him. So that'll be pretty fun. Well, once again, thank you very much to Low Kick's Dynamite for commentary. Just want to give a heads up. Next Friday, Low Kick Online is happening. Granblue Fantasy Versus, MK11, Street Fighter 5, and their fourth game, Dragon Ball Fighters, which I'm actually commentating.
Yeah,
night.
let's go.
So that is going to be a fun time. That's next Friday at 7:30 p.m. Central Time. If you want to follow any of us on Twitter, all of our Twitter info is at the bottom at CIFGC Gaming. If you enjoyed Dostro and Dynamite's commentary today, you can follow both of those gentlemen on Twitter as well. If you want to see some great Power Rangers shenanigans, follow Dostro.
If you like watching people get their J's scuffed,
and if you'd like to see some wholesome content, check out Super Dynamite on Twitter as well. Both of these guys are amazing, good friends. And we will be back at 3 p.m. for Dragon Ball Fighters. We'll catch you then.
Peace and love, everyone.